Well, people. I know I'm just keep on popping up these live streams on y'all. Do y'all know who we have here? Do y'all really know? This is Dr. Stevenson. Okay? Again, Dr. Stevenson. This is the wife of Dr. LLAILA AFRIKA. Yeah, see her? See how young this lady look? Maybe they not see. Could you come a little closer to the camera? Come on, don't be shy.
Okay.
You see how young this lady look? Can y'all see it? All right, so we don't have no excuses here and why your health is important. Dr. Stevenson, please tell the people about yourself.
I'm Dr. Stevenson, and yes, I'm Dr. Llaila Afrika's wife, and I've been in the holistic business for a long time, and I have a really strong compassion for people and their health and their well-being.
That's right.
And I know that it is really of the essence that we start to take care of ourselves and know how to do that. So
Correct.
that is my life purpose. Is, once you get into a place where you're not feeling well, to understand that you can come back to health. It's just there's a road to that, and I try to give people the road to being healthy.
Well, your husband was telling me an interesting story of how he got shot before and how he got into this stuff. And like I said, everybody has a story, especially like dealing with health and everything. That's why a lot of times I do the untold story series so people could know. What made you get into this?
Well, I love my dad.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, my best friend, my everything to me, passed away like 16 years ago. But when I was young, my dad went to this lecture and he came back home and he had this book. And he told me if I read the book that I could be his doctor. And it just so happened to be African Holistic Health.
Really? Can't make that up.
At the time, my dad was having problems with his legs and he had ulcers on his legs.
Mm-hmm.
And so through reading African Holistic Health and understanding the principles, I started telling him, well, Daddy, this says that you need to like change your diet. You can't eat this because this here will inflame your legs. So I learned African Holistic Health at like 14.
At 14?
At 14 years old, because I wanted to be my dad's doctor.
Right.
Okay, so my compassion started, with my father. And so now I take care of my mom of 20 years. She's had a stroke and an aneurysm. Mm-hmm. And so it's never know it was my life's calling to, when she was in the hospital to, give her all the natural things that they needed for her to come back from her stroke. And I'm still taking care of her today. And I implement all the things that I learned from, Dr. Afrika. So that's where I come from.
So from a very young age, it's like by default you started this.
By default, yes. And it was very useful because I wanted my dad to be around forever. My dad is just like, he was everything to me. So I'm like, if my dad told me all I have to do is read this book and I can be his doctor, I thought it was the coolest thing. I'm like, I'm about to be your doctor. So I took the book and I started reading it.
And that from there was just...
And then I started seeing other people after that. So I started at a very young age seeing people, probably from like 16 on, giving people advice and, being able to see what was wrong with them from the limited amount of knowledge that I had at that point in time. And I just started growing upon it.
So, okay, so let's fast forward. You're doing your whole health thing. You're making sure people is in the right state of mind, the right order. And people, I know y'all see the background. It's real rough draft. We doing it rough. Ain't no special glitz and glams and special background.
Information is what
all right, we getting the information out. How did your journey on meeting up with Dr. Afrika or Llaila? Dr. Llaila Afrika. I don't know why I call that.
My Llaila, I call him Llaila. I met Dr. Afrika. I had a practice, and I still do, doing massage, and I was taking care of my mother full time, and I needed more information because I stayed in the house most of the time because my mom was paralyzed. I didn't have a lot of money to have people help me take care of her, so I had to do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed in my room and I read books all the time. So I had went through all my books and I went through all my DVDs. And so I had called a website to get some more of Dr. Africa's DVDs, and they told me that he would be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is right next to my house. And they said he was teaching to become holistic practitioners. And I was so excited about that. And so they gave me a cell phone number and said, just call the cell phone number,
Direct.
and direct. And I was like, I'm not calling this man. So that's Dr. Africa we're talking about.
Right.
And so 5 hours later, I got the gumption to actually call, and he answered the phone. And I said, I'm sorry to call you so late. I was like, I just want to take the holistic class. I said, I've been looking at your information for a long time. So fast forward, he just told me, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Come at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'll try to get you up on all the information.
5 in the morning.
Yeah, because the class started at 8, and I had already missed 2 classes.
Oh, okay.
So he was trying to catch me up.
So he was working with you.
Yes. And so when we met and he started going through the information with me, I think he kind of noticed that I knew his information quite well. Because for so long, I've been, looking at it. And from there, he asked me to start teaching. And I was very resistant with that. I wasn't a teacher. I was just somebody that was up in a room taking care of her mother and just needed some information.
You do it so well, though. Let me just cut you for a second. For people who haven't seen her before at work, and I'm like, wow, her energy is just zipping and moving, and she's pretty good people. Continue.
Thank you. Well, he asked me to start teaching, and I was resistant.
Mm-hmm.
And one day he was at the airport. I think it was Dallas or somewhere. He said, "You know what?" He said, "I think my flight's delayed, and you have to go to Cleveland, Ohio. There's a crowd waiting for me, and I need you to go speak. And I don't know when I'm getting in there, but just hold them until I get there." And so me with straight hair, I had a perm.
Oh, no, you
yes,
did
I did. Okay. I didn't know anything about consciousness at that time. I knew about being healthy to a point, but I didn't know nothing about consciousness, to be honest with you. I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I was resistant to my father's, he wore a coupe and he always wore African clothes, but I just was one of those Negroes who didn't want to take the information young.
Right.
It took me a while to catch up with that. So I went there and I had my jeans on looking like the average American with straight hair, and they looking for Dr. Afrika.
Picture you with the straight hair. Go ahead.
Here comes Dr. Stevenson, and I'm like, Layla, what do you want me to speak about? He was like, get up there and do what you know how to do. I don't need to tell you that.
So then, by default, you also jumped into teaching.
Right.
All right, continue.
And so as I'm teaching, I look up and I see him up at the top of this, like there's like a stadium seating type.
Oh, wait a minute. No, he did it. He set you up.
I think he set me up. And so from that point on, it was easy from there.
So what was your reaction when you go up there, you speak, and then you look up to the top row and you see him there?
It was 2 hours. I was probably speaking for 2.5 to 3 hours roughly before I saw him in the corner. So I don't know how long he had been up there. But when I saw him, I said, oh, you guys don't need me no more. And here comes Dr. Afrika. So.
And what was the reaction? Basically, how did the crowd that you went speaking to, like you said, that was a while you were speaking for.
Right.
How did they take to you?
We had so much fun because I had everybody up doing something.
Like I said, she's very energetic.
So.
Very energetic. I'm telling you, it's like you're not coming for a lecture. It's like you're coming for a workshop. You're gonna get involved.
I feel like for me, that's how I get information. Is to be able to actually work with the person as they're speaking to me. So that's just what I did, and it ended up working out. They got the information that they needed, and Dr. Afrika came, and I found something, or he showed something about me that I didn't know about myself. I didn't know that I was actually capable, and I've been doing it ever since. And my compassion is just for people to love themselves and know that it's never too late to learn, and that when you fall, just get up and just try it again.
And keep on going.
That's right, because we make mistakes.
So. All right, so you did that. Now, how did the whole marriage dating thing come about?
Off the hook. I didn't see it.
Because both of y'all didn't even, it wasn't even like that. Like, how did it end up getting to that point?
Well, it was very interesting. He, of course, he asked to marry me. And I took my time. Because I came with a lot of baggage. I mean, my mom's had a stroke, an aneurysm. My dad just passed away. You get what I'm saying? So
right.
I was really trying to figure out in myself, how I can make all this work, because we live in 2 separate states. but eventually we worked it out. He started implementing and helping me, so it freed me up with some time,
Mm-hmm.
and start making other avenues available for me to use my arts, and being able to teach and travel. And then from there, we just, of course, we eloped. I didn't tell my
Oh
family.
no, you didn't.
Well, that's
No,
how
you
you do it.
didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah,
elope.
yeah. And it was a while before people knew we were married. It was,
Oh
it was,
wow.
it was
Okay.
pretty good. That's my reality.
Wait, y'all went somewhere fancy?
No, 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 no. We didn't do. We always do
No, I'm talking
fancy.
about like you left the country.
No, we did something very simple. Okay, we did the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
We did the real basic thing. Let's just go ahead and make this happen. But we travel all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
fancy is like kind of normal in a sense.
Right,
Because
right,
we're
right, right.
always somewhere. It was just a formality. Let's get this done because we got A, B, and C to do. So we just fit it
You
into our
just do
schedule.
it.
We fitted it into our schedules, and
All
we
right.
just did it that
So
way.
yeah, basically you all are a power couple.
Well, yeah. If it had not been for Dr. Africa,
Talk up, let them hear you.
if it had not been for Dr. Africa, I just don't know. Like, it's because of him that I'm where I'm at and that I feel empowered. And it is my job as his wife and as his friend to make sure that I can help him as much as I can, because he has a lot of information to give to the world, and he spends 95% of his time designated for you. He wants to make sure that his culture of people, they are empowered and they get as much information as they can. So I feel, still, just not just being his wife, I'm honored to be his wife as well.
Okay. So yeah, did the marriage thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, up and going. How did you find like the whole traveling thing? Because now you're in high demand. Because a lot of people don't even know there's a lot of videos with you out there, and the
Yeah.
people that do know, it's like you're in the background, but yet you're not in the background. And when people get to realize who you are, they're like, oh, because one of the things that I've heard people say
Hmm.
is, wow, you look so much younger and different in person.
Hmm.
You understand? So, what are some of the stuff that you take to help that? If they say never ask a woman her age. So, if you want to tell that, I'll leave that on you.
I'm 42.
42.
Yes, sir. I'm 42.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Pause. Hold
Yes.
up. Look into that camera real good. And we ain't got that bad lighting here. It's all right. You can see 42.
Yes, I'm all of it.
And you don't look 42.
I appreciate that.
So I know the ladies out there gonna ask now,
Mhm.
what are some of the techniques and things that you use?
um,
Real brief. Give them something to hold on to.
I'm an esthetician, so when it comes to skincare, I'm kind of a stickler about that, about what I put on my skin, which is very little. I
Mhm.
make sure that I just have a routine where I exfoliate and I try to drink my water. And a lot of my stuff is
But
belief system and
don't hold out
spirituality.
on us. What do you use,
Okay,
Doc? What do you
I
use?
use water, and I take a little bit of aspirin and I put it in water and I put it on my face, and it's like salicylic acid. And it
Back up,
works
back
really
up,
well.
back up, back up, back up. Drop a bomb on that. Boom. So aspirin is good for something.
Yeah, I mean, you can just take it, and it's a conduit for a lot of things. So you crush it up,
Mm.
and you can put it in just like a little bit of a cleanser, and you just
Right.
put on your. It's nothing major. It really isn't.
So a lot
But
of people don't know that you could use that for the skin.
yeah, but I mean, mind you, I grew up when I was young. I had really bad skin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was not a person that you would look at and say, "Oh, she's beautiful." I had people laugh at me because of the way my skin looked. I was skinny. Look, they used to call me olive oil. So I grew up with,
Olive oil for Papa.
yeah, a lot of things. So the reason why I became an esthetician is so I could empower myself to kind of look different, because
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard when people like laughing at you all the time, because
Right.
I'm light and I have dark. I used to have dark spots on my face and all that
Mm-hmm.
kind of good stuff. So that's where I came from. So I didn't get here because I don't put that much stock in beauty. I just try to be healthy and I try to do the right thing. So when I found out that eating all the sugar I was eating You understand
that
what I'm
caused
saying?
a problem.
That was causing I just had to,
Right.
correct my ways. So a lot of it came from the correction of, what I was actually ingesting.
So, what are some pointers that you could give the women based on just taking care of the body? Because the female body is completely different from the male body.
Right.
If I don't know if you'll agree, they say the female body has a lot going on.
It's definitely true. We carry children, so it's a little bit different than a man.
Right.
We got a lot more going on there.
Right.
To accommodate that. Basically, what I can tell my sisters, because they're my sisters, is that you're beautiful. You're beautiful by the way you came here. There's not very much that you have to do. You understand? For beauty, all you have to do is just make sure that you drink your water and that you eat your vegetables and that you keep your stress levels down, which I know what it's like to be stressed. Okay. So, we just have to practice trying to keep them at a certain level. But I love my sisters, and to understand that, when I had dark spots and stuff on my skin, I didn't wear makeup. You just saw them. You get what I'm saying? And I was a little bit comfortable with it. Like, yes, something's going on here. You understand? So I wasn't trying to cover it. So I really encourage my sisters to makeup is okay if you don't have it. It's all right.
Somebody in the stream said, you look like you're 20.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. But I tell you what, I know what it's like to have a lot of stress, and I just try to manage it.
And the best you can.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we close out, is there anything that, oh no, this little girl trying to get in the way?
It's okay.
Hold on, boo. Is there anything people could do, women could do to basically help their body while in childbirth? Could you give them a tip? Oh, and that cover we showed you with the doc book, that's his wife on the cover.
Yeah.
Is there anything they could do to help
during childbirth?
Yeah.
So aesthetically or health wise?
You can give us both real brief.
I really.
Oh, and mind you, we got the live. We got the event going on.
Okay.
So she got to go back upstairs. We just giving y'all a quick treat. Yeah.
What I really like to say is, like, for your body, that your belly is expanding, and your body's expanding a little bit, and then that happening, it's really good to make sure that you keep your skin moisturized. The shea butters are really nice.
Which we have here at 570 Fulton Street, Nicholas, Brooklyn, right?
Those are really good things to just make sure that you stay nice and moisturized. As well, to take your multivitamins and your prenatals, and to make sure you take your protein and just get the basics. Make sure that your body is nourished.
Right.
And the basic part of nourishing is 15% protein, 15% raw fat, and 70% green leafy carbohydrates. Just try to get the basis. So get your raw protein powders, or get like a raw meal, and make sure that you incorporate it so you can get the nutrition that you need, because you're growing a little baby in there.
That's right. All right.
Yeah.
So people, you heard it here first. If you want to contact the doc, then let me make sure I get her contact information. Dr. Melanie Stevenson. You could contact her. Well, same information with Dr. with Dr. Afrika. So 317-216-8088. You could call them on that, or check out the website llailaafrika.com, or email at llailaafrika@juno.com. So people, you ain't got no excuse to get yourself right. All right. We brought her here. I'm hoping to have more of you. Okay.
No problem.
With the live stream,
I just want to tell everybody I love y'all so much. I love my people so much. My sisters and my brothers. You continue to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
This is powerful. You're getting the information out.
Yeah, we have to.
This is the revolution, and it's not televised. So, we on point.
It's digitized.
It's digitized. That's right.
So, people, you heard it here first. Joel Benjamin 528, aka MC Spookism. We giving it to you raw. You see this? We got the incense on the background. This is the advertisement here. So, if you want some incense, but definitely get that book on how to self-diagnose yourself. Please contact the doctor. She does a lot. And we encourage people to come when her and Africa are doing the lectures. Come down. I especially, I gotta say it, I especially love your part because you're gonna move. Don't think you're gonna come sit your behind in that chair and yeah, take your no, get your behind up. I want to say get your ass up. Oh, just say it. Get your ass up, and you're gonna interact. So real quick before we go, any type of exercise you do that the people need.
Interesting enough, Dr. Stevenson doesn't do exercise as like I'm going to exercise. My life is very aerobic. I do a lot of movement. I take care of my mother. I run a publishing company. I produce our products. I also publish our books. And I travel every week. We have 2 houses, so we live in 2 states. So I'm going a lot of back and forth. So literally, I'm doing a lot of movement.
You're constantly active.
I'm constantly active.
Not no little bit regular, wake up, go to a job active.
No, running up and down the steps, picking up heavy stuff. And it's, I do that more. I would like to, though, have some time where I can say, you know what, I'm going to go and exercise. I just haven't put that into the schedule quite yet because of the traveling.
Well, obviously, everything you're doing is working out for you. The people talk about how fine you look. You're looking young, looking like you're 20 years old and whatnot.
Thank you so much.
Ain't no looking like, obviously, you're 20 years old because I'm sure you feel like it.
Well, you know what? I feel like I'm 65 years old because I take care of a lot of responsibilities. It's something when you know about Medicare and all that kind of stuff because you're taking care of an older parent. Right. So I mean, don't let the looks kind of fool you. You get what I'm saying? I got some clocks on my house. You get what I'm saying? You may not be able to see it right now, but it's here.
But it's there.
It's there.
All right, we gonna end on that note, people. Y'all heard it here first. Joel Benjamin 528. aka MC Spookism here helping you out. We're here at Nicholas Brooklyn 570 Fulton Street. The lecture is going on right now. Doc, I'm gonna give you the last word to close out with.
I love you and my brothers and my sisters, my aunties, my uncles. We're a family. We have to do what we need to do as a culture to stay healthy. I feel like right now we're going through a volatile time. I want you to get prepared if there's ever a disaster that happens. Make sure you keep some extra water in the house and, keep some protein powders. I just want you to be okay through this time. This is about really, preparing for what's ahead of us. And I think that's a conversation that we need to start readily happening because our world is changing in front of us.
Oh, we're going to have it very soon. Yeah. Like I just seen one of the last comments came up from Yvette, the fashionista. She said, thanks for coming on Dr. Stevens. Hope to see more of you. You're damn right you're going to see more of her. We're going to make this stuff happen. Again, shout out to the peoples out there. Shout out to Dr. Alim Bey. All right, him and his wife Kadira, all the power couple. Shout out to Joel Benjamin and Monique Benjamin, power couples. Shout out to Dr. Stevenson and Dr. Afrika, power couples. These are the real damn power couples. These are the people that make it happen, especially Dr. Afrika and Dr. Stevens, because they deal with what? Health. They deal with health. They're out here helping the people. And one of the things I said, you're not stingy, because I was talking to Dr. Afrika and I'm like, yo, you put this self-diagnosis in the book. You have some people who say, don't do that. You're messing up the game, and how are you going to get business? And he started laughing. He's like, yeah, he heard that already many times. Like, and especially like when you do, I call it a workshop / lecture. When you do and you're interacting, you're showing the people, you don't have to do that. You actually show them so they could be in the right state of mind and be in order. So people, again, we'll have more of Dr. Stevens. Again, she's always traveling. So most likely it won't be in person. It's an honor to have you here in person.
It's an honor to be here.
All right. So anytime, most likely it'll be over a live stream, unless we have them back here at Nicholas again. All right. So they say, make sure to plug. Oh, yeah, we got that red pill, blue pill lecture coming. All right. We might have a next special treat for y'all coming up, but we're going to have that lecture coming up.
I
That's
love the pills,
tomorrow.
I love the pills.
You love the
I said,
pill?
I take red and blue pills. That's the only pills I take.
Oh,
That's the only
that-
medication I take is red and blue pills.
Yeah, them brothers is powerful.
They are.
I actually read if you wanted to, join on the interview a little bit, but that brother is very busy, very busy. So we got that coming up. That's 7 p.m. 570 Fulton Street, and that's tomorrow. People, come check out Red Pill. No joke. Again, we want to thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Coming out. The doctor says she love y'all. All right, and support Dr. Stevens. Please support, because again, the sister don't have to do this, and she's doing it. Peace, everybody. Joel Benjamin, 528 MC Spookism. We got you covered. Peace.